Avs game just started. Let's go Avs.
What? How?
Nuggets are soon too.
Starting soon. It says. Sorry, my bad.
It's like that stuff never starts on time.
That's true. Especially hockey.
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days.
Hosted by a group of best friends. If you'd like to find out more, visit nerdchatmedia.com.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello. Daddy D. Wally here, and welcome to the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast. We deserve that tonight. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We're not even gonna be celebrating caca tonight. Joining me as always, by the way, I'm already at level 28, the Gray Fox, and a wizard in Oblivion Remastered. I am totally sucked in. It's back in 2007 actually is when I first played it. I'm living my college dreams yet again. I'm an old man. Joining me as always is Esque.
Yeah.
Is my homeboy.
He's a great partner.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. And the correct pronunciation is Esquier, which you will learn very soon once you start Clariskir. Esquier. But it's been a crazy week in my life outside of gaming, which we'll hopefully have some updates in the near future on. But on top of that, it's a good week in Denver with two of our major sports teams got big games tonight, so that's happening as the show's going on. And I had the amazing opportunity to jump into Expedition 33 this week, which we'll talk more about as well. Absolutely loving that game. The only the little bit that I've really gotten to play, but happy to be here. Happy Thursday, everyone. Excited to talk about some games and unfortunately some not great news this week.
And joining us as always, he says gaming is cooked, but I personally think Xbox is cooked. X-Bacon Gaming, how are you?
Well, I'm going to save my intro for when we get to that topic. So I'm just going to thank the gods for finally gifting us some freaking rain in Denver. My lawn is about as dry as it has ever been in its entire existence. And I thought I lost the whole lawn. But I think it's going to bounce back. So, yeah, it's rough.
Dang.
I pulled up 4 full bags of thatch on Saturday. Like more thatch than I've ever put. It's absurd.
Need a good dethatching. I know.
Yeah.
It's important.
Don't we all, Jose? And joining us as always, as I owe you an apology, Neil.
Yeah, you want to take a guess on which Neil?
Boy in 7. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Which Neil might I be talking
Druckmann?
about? Neil Druckmann, bacon for the win. Yep. So
why?
I think we've talked at length on how I felt about The Last of Us, the original one, as a video game.
Fine games, just fine.
It's a good
stories.
Game. It's a good game.
Great game.
I am watching I'm watching the show, getting caught up for Daniel. I'm listening to the podcast. So the podcast
probably
is Troy
better than
Baker.
the show.
Oh my God. It's Troy Baker. It's Greg Mason, I think is his name. The guy
Craig Mazin, yeah.
Craig Mazin, sorry. And then Neil Druckmann. That man is a genius. I am so impressed with him. I seriously might have to go back and listen to the podcast. And
I always watch the after the episodes.
Neil. It's not the after the
I know.
episode,
I listened to it for the first season, but I haven't listened to this season.
Man,
you're
going to be mad at me though, Daniel, because I was planning on. So here's what I did. I was like, I wanted to get caught up and everything. I thought I had watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes. I'd only watched the first 2, and then I listened to the podcast.
Of the first season?
Yeah.
Okay.
I listened to the podcast and I was like, oh my God, I got to start back all the way over. So I'm only on episode 5, but I'll get there. I'll catch up.
No, it's fine.
But
I actually haven't even watched this week's episode. I'm already
stuff that I missed in the game and stuff that I missed in the show that he's like, when I hear him talk about it, I'm just like, oh, you're absolutely right. You're brilliant, man. So yeah, still just a good game. but
Yeah, just good. Not a
Great
not a
TV show.
masterpiece, but good drama, good show. We'll talk more about that later, guys. Let's get a shout out to the chat who is here. Shout out to Tony Stark, Iron Man. I've been watching you in the Avengers just recently. Like, no joke. We just got done with the Avengers. By the way,
I
Avengers,
thought you were
guys,
dead, bro.
not a very good spoilers. I say not a very good movie.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one. It's not very good.
In hindsight, right? It's so
It's
crazy
really
watching
not.
it back now, right?
And the second one was terrible. I remember that. But then Endgame and Infinity War and
Infinity
Endgame,
War.
I'm like, yeah, that was
Absolutely insane. Still to this
Cinema.
day, great.
But we'll get, guys. A lot of you are here for the drawing. Should
I
we do
see
that first?
that,
I
yeah.
think even Kevin Ainsworth, we somehow
Yep.
pulled him in here. He wants to see if he won a free copy of Oblivion. even though
Keyshawn
I'm
Hart,
sure he's
right?
playing.
He was a write-in.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of our new shout out Tony Stark. Watch
But you're not in-
Thunderbolts.
but you're not in it.
Tony, I
So-
just started with the kids. Like, we are literally, my kids are 6, well, about to turn 6 and 7. We just started the MCU. We've been going in the MCU timeline order on Disney. We're at Thor 2 now, boys. By the way, Thor 1, better than I remember. They started to build a little bit of the comedy. Allie really liked Thor, not because of handsome Chris Hemsworth, but because
The
of
only
the
reason
comedy.
I like it. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
that's
But
maybe
dude,
what she told you.
Natalie Portman, though, guys, smokestack
Always.
in that.
Always.
Incredible,
Always.
respectfully. Guys, we got to get right in. Jose, should we do? I want to do the drawing after some news. You know why? Because I'm angry. Get ready for a rant, Jose. Let's get into Xbox news for the week, Jose.
News team, assemble!
Get ready for a hot and juicy take. News story number 1. I still can't believe it. Coming straight from the support.xbox.com. Pricing updates announced May 1st, 2025. As of May 1, we have adjusted recommended retailer pricing for our consoles and controllers worldwide. We also expect to adjust the pricing of some of our new first-party games starting this holiday season to $79.99 US. Those titles purchased on Xbox Store have the benefit of Xbox Play Anywhere, allowing players to buy once and play on console and PC at no additional cost. Okay, that is, to be fair, that is base. That is actually really cool. If every game is going to be Play Anywhere from now on, okay. We understand these changes are challenging, and they were made with careful consideration given the market conditions and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games on any screen, ensuring value for Xbox players. More value, Xbox? More ways to play? You mean you're just putting them on PlayStation now is what you're going to do? As the title of our episode states, Xbox is raising prices even though their consoles aren't selling. They don't care about consoles anymore, guys.
Who does?
Click on the PDF. May 1st, recommended prices. Xbox Series S 512, $380.
Yeah.
Xbox Series S 1 terabyte, $430 US. Xbox Series S digital, $550 US. And I can't believe I'm about to say this. Xbox Series S standard, $599 US. And if you're a madman, the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Special Edition, $729 US.
An expensive terabyte of memory.
My GPU, my 4080 Super, in my PC, right? Can you guys hear me kissing my PC right here?
ASMR.
We can, and we don't need to.
Was $999. That's not much more than a Series X 2 terabyte right now. I can't believe this is happening. Wireless
you're-
controller, $65. Wireless controller color, $70. Special edition, $80. Limited edition, $90. Elite wireless Series 2, which is, where's the Series 3? Microsoft, $150. Series 2, $199. To be fair, isn't that the same? Except for the core. That might have
Came
gone up.
out at $199.
Stereo headset, $765. Wireless headset, $120.
I think those were 10 and 20 respectively. That went up.
Xbox doesn't care about consoles. They don't care about us anymore, Bacon.
Define us, because
This is a move that's pure insanity. We haven't even seen the tariff start yet. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company, Jose.
Yeah.
Make this make
3
sense for
trillion,
me.
isn't it?
Or Giga Chad move by Xbox. Is this just to convince everyone to sign up for Game Pass now while they can before they jack that price up too?
I don't know why you
He's
wouldn't.
absolutely right.
Jose, you're Mr. Econ. You graduated from the Harvard of the West. Help me make sense of these insane prices that I'm seeing right now.
Oh, I can't make sense of them. They're just absolutely insane. I mean, here's what's crazy. You think about someone who hears the news about Oblivion, who hears the news about Clair Obscura, and they're like, you know what? I've been on the fence of an Xbox. I feel like I should get one. And they're like, all right, I'm gonna wait till this weekend. Maybe I'm getting paid, whatever it is. And literally, these prices are effective today. Like
Yeah.
they started today. There was no
Already checked Best
courtesy
Buy.
window.
Yep.
Is it already? Oh my.
May 1,
Yeah.
as of May 1.
As of May 1.
As of midnight last night. Hey, sorry
So-
guys.
That would suck, dude, because that's insane. And anyone that's listened to the show for a long time, you know that we are in the process and are successfully transitioning to kind of more of a PC lifestyle, the game anywhere lifestyle, portables, that kind of stuff. But we were all console boys for the majority of our lives, and so there will always be that special place for us.
Jose, bring up emotionless tacos.
He says right here.
That was me right there. I was thinking, we lost one. He's just gonna have to cloud stream or get on PC Game Pass, right, Bacon? Since it's so affordable for now.
But how do you
Sorry,
define
Jose.
that? Why would you
No, you're
define that as losing one? Like if he's going to be excited about Microsoft and Xbox because of Game Pass or playing on his
Because these
brand
incredible
new
games, you're
LG
right.
OLED
But
TV, I'd say it's a win.
Game Pass up. That's a win.
Yeah.
Well,
eBay says this. True. I'm selling. By the way, I'm selling my Series S tomorrow to a guy. He jumped on it right away. I gave him a good deal.
okay. So anyway, I just that's who I feel bad for, man. I mean, again, I don't buy consoles anymore, man. Unless the next one is a portable or there's some iteration of that, I don't know if I'll buy the next console. And I'm a huge Xbox dude. I just don't see me using it in a meaningful way. But we'll see what happens. Chance Bacon, what do you think?
Wait, Jose. You didn't answer my question.
Oh,
Show me a positive. Why? You have nothing. You have no explanation for these price hikes.
Oh no, I know exactly why this is
Yeah.
happening. Like all it took was one company to do this, and the unfortunate reality. And shout out to Kevin, of course. He was recording earlier with Sam on Project X Talk. I was listening to him a little bit while I was making dinner. The reality is that this hobby that we have loved for all of our lives, and is a great hobby, is just something that there is now a greater pool of people with a larger amount of income that are able to devote to it. Now, that's not universal. It's not like everybody can just spend a bunch of money on gaming, but that pool has grown. And so anytime that companies can raise the price and basically maintain sales, that they should do that. And I mean that from a pure like business standpoint, not from a community standpoint, right? It would be stupid of them not to raise their prices if people are going to pay them. And you know who just proved the hell out of that? Nintendo, right? They're offering objectively worse hardware, objectively lower resolution games, and people.
But you can't play Mario on those these
this.
hardware.
But I'm saying they prove that people are willing to pay for what they love, and so. This was going to come. Like this is going to come for every system. It's going to come for PlayStation 2. It already did to some degree. Like Bacon said, they just hadn't reported on it as well. So it's just a reality of the world we're in. And today in our chat, Logan joked. He goes, "Do you remember the period where gaming consoles would go down in price?"
I was telling it to my wife today on my walk. I'm like, Allie, this is to my wife who could care less about gaming, who couldn't care less. And she was like, yeah, that is crazy. Like telling her about these price hikes. And yeah this is insanity. But she did say, you better get a nice TV for upstairs. So I got to go ordered a Hisense TV
Did
you
for
really?
upstairs. Costco
Yeah.
before these price hikes. Even though I got the OLED, I'm sick of us cramming onto that little love seat back there. We got way more space upstairs. But that's another topic, guys. Before I throw it over to Bubble Boy, I want to get these comments in. Diego's pissed too, you guys. The ultimate rug pull. Didn't even give people a chance to go out and buy a regular priced Xbox. And Keyshawn Johnson Hart, I thought they were trying to make themselves more prominent in the gaming market, but I don't think this is going to help them. Todd Oxter, how is Game Pass going to grow if they can't sell consoles? It's growing in other places, Todd. We're going to talk about that in a second. I'm sure Bacon can't wait to talk about that. Oh no! God, no! I can't believe it.
I thought we were gonna have a positive
He can't
show.
keep getting away with this, Jose. He can't keep getting away with this. God,
Keeps leaving the key under the door,
dude,
man.
why?
In all fairness, and then I'll stop talking. Welcome, Mr. Joseph Moran from the infamous PlayStation Trophy Room. Definitely the worst cast member of those three. Huge shout out to Kyle and Light. But just to be very
not
clear,
agree more.
I won't be on the show for the next couple weeks, and so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get our boy Joe on tonight. So Joe, welcome. Before you get the chance to talk, we were going to pass it to Bacon. Bacon, let us know.
No. Hold on.
I'm
One
just
more
the
shutter.
arbiter.
You one
I'm
more
just the
shutter.
arbiter of the truth.
Show him, Grayson. Show. My son had an incident this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Broke his wrist because his cousin awkwardly pulled him back while he was flying a kite, landed back on his wrist in like a rock or something, shattered wrist. He's out for 4 weeks. He's on the IR. Get out of here.
Big scars, bro.
Left
All
hand
right,
or right
Bacon.
hand?
It's his writing hand. It's right hand, yeah.
Jose, you gotta.
So you're
Bacon.
so appropriate.
If
Bacon.
that was me and I was like, if that was 13-year-old me, I'd say,
Oh,
give me a gun. I can hit it
done.
right now.
Oh my gosh. All right, Bacon, before we throw over to Joe, because Joe, did you hear my rant earlier? I was going off, so don't say I didn't give it right back to him.
You
all
did.
right?
You did.
Oh, thank you. All right, Bacon, defend
No, that was
Xbox's
a
honor
question.
because I can't anymore.
I can't defend that honor. We are 5 years into a console generation, and the prices, not $20, not $30, went up $100 freaking dollars. Prices went up on controllers that have stick drift, that have added no new features. As much as I bust on haptics and resistive triggers, none of that is in these controllers. It is absolutely shocking to me that a company that just said that they had record profits just yesterday went ahead and raised the price like they did today. That is absolutely ridiculous. And I know it is tariffs. There's no way around it. But this is, I'm absolutely shocked. And you need to tell me that PlayStation isn't going to follow suit? And
Bacon, speaking of, I got to interrupt you. Tom Warren, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella on Xbox Q3 2025. Top publisher and pre-orders of pre-installs on Xbox and PlayStation. PC Game Pass revenue up 45% year over year. Cloud gaming, new record. 150 million hours played for the first time this quarter.
Well, I mean, PC Game Pass has been growing like nobody's business. Every one of these financials that comes out, this is a place everybody should be, is on PC. Can't make that any clearer. I don't have to pay for freaking online and everything. I don't want to get into that. Anyways, $80 games. I'm not happy with $80 games. I'm not happy with them because first one to do it, of course, is Nintendo, and they're charging $80 for Mario Kart. Honestly, anyone thinks that's worth $80 is out of their damn minds. What is Rockstar gonna do with Grand Theft Auto?
$100.
120?
But Bacon. Well, at least with Xbox, what are they providing you with
The best
compared to those?
the best value in gaming.
No. Game wise,
Game Pass.
specifically for $80 games, what do they provide? First party games.
Doom's gonna be worth 80, I think.
Xbox Play Anywhere. That is
Right.
a
Well,
great feature to be
it
able
is.
to, if you're in the ecosystem and you have a PC that you can game on, to be able to play there and to
And
be able
only
to
buy
play
one
on your
copy, yeah.
console, and you're only buying one copy. That is nice. And that is some value compared to Nintendo, where you have to digital game cart sharing or something stupid like that.
The thing that upsets me about this whole
Play
situation,
Anywhere, based freight conductor. Oh, sorry, based FR8 conductor as always.
but we know PlayStation just 2 weeks ago raised the price in the EU and Europe, and it was a little bit of chirps.
But not in the USA.
Right. They're going to raise it in the USA. The floodgates are now officially open. $80 games are here. $100 games are here. The PlayStation 6 and the Xbox Series, whatever the hell we call this thing, $900. Mark my words. There's no way around this.
Bacon is crazy, you
guys.
If
we really think these tariffs are going anywhere, out of your mind.
Before I throw over to Joe, based freight conductor as always, PlayStation will just drop a quick blog post and everyone will say makes sense as Nintendo and Xbox did it. PlayStation knows what they're doing. They're going to let everyone else be the bad guys. They're just going to sneak in and be like, well, you know, everyone else in the current marketplace, we better match our prices. Dinero Primero, an Xbox game and PC game. Technically, each game is only $40. LOL, just kidding. And he also says, anyone want to buy a kidney? Diego's got to sell some organs to be able to buy the next console. Shout out to MKen10. All right.
Yeah.
Joe, thank you for joining us tonight. Why are you here? Who let this guy
I'm just here to keep you guys honest.
All right. Talk to us, Joe. Is PlayStation going to follow suit in a blog post?
Of course. Honestly, Freight Conductor, I think he's behind the PR. That's exactly what they're going to do. And that's exactly the reaction. It's going to be, you know, we can sit here and blame Nintendo. Sure. Sit here, blame Xbox.
Bacon.
Sit here, blame PlayStation. They're not the reason why all the materials of all these consoles have gone up 145%, right?
Yep. Ooh, I like to use the exact number. I like that, Joe.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. And whether you voted for him or not, the argument is that it's short-term losses for long-term gains. Now the question, whether you supported the idea or not, is okay. So like, how short term though? Are we talking end of the summer short term? Is this end of the year short term? Is this 4 years short term? What's the sell of short term gains? Because all of a sudden, even where I live, gas which was going down, it was like $2.70, already jumped back up to $3.09 in less than a day over here. So everything's gone up in the span of just a few days. And yeah, I mean, if you're Xbox and you're already not selling these things, what are you to do? Truthfully, like what are you to do? If you are Nintendo and you have to make a ton of these, what are you going to do? How do you make that up? And if you're PlayStation and you're just trying to maintain, how do you withstand the current climate that is all of a sudden my thing is now 145% more expensive than it previously was? And the fact is that they're just not, right? Or they have to seek an audience somewhere else, or they have to get more money out of you, the consumer, in the meantime. That's what's going to happen, right? So they've taken a look at the market. And every generation's the same. Somewhere along the lines, these consoles per generation sell around like 250, 260 million units. The ceiling's hit. We talked about this on the trophy room, ironically, yesterday. The ceiling's already hit. So what do? Right? You start finding, either you find growth somewhere else, or you start nickel and diming the audience that you have, which PlayStation has done, which Nintendo has done, and now Xbox is doing, which is, hey, listen, these hardcore gamers that have stayed here in this ecosystem, we're betting that most of them are not going anywhere. So we could charge them an extra $10, an extra $20, whatever have you, because none of these numbers are going to change drastically. And that's the situation that we find ourselves in. You talk about PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox or whatever have you. I can only see right now what's in front of me, which is consoles that are 5 years older or 5 years old are now more expensive than they were 5 years ago.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
And that sucks. And it doesn't even look much better on the PC side. It doesn't really look great on the phone side either. Right? Everything, all your tech.
Chance, we can hear you, by the way. Sorry, Joe.
Hear me what?
Going to go
Oh,
up.
you're on the wrong mic,
Yeah,
Chance.
you're on the wrong mic, but
I can hear you farting and typing.
No, it's his
on your
keyboard.
keyboard
Fart.
control.
yeah.
Just keyboard.
You'd hear me if I.
But nonetheless, everything's gonna go up. Everything. So it's like, yeah, your phones, your hardware, whatever have you, is going up, and that sucks.
Buy
And
it
for the
now. Everybody buy your stuff
You're
now.
already
It's too late. It's too late.
So it's like, even when we're like, oh well, like I was talking to Luke Snore, we were playing Fortnite just earlier, and he's like, well, I mean, it just highlights the value of
Did
Game
you say
Pass.
Luke Snore?
Yeah, he puts me to sleep, but his mother keeps me awake.
Oh.
But I was talking to him. He's like, well, it just incentivizes Game Pass.
That's
I'm
what I
like,
was saying.
Brother, if we have to look at it that way,
Yeah, I know.
find some type of silver lining, I think we already lost.
I mean, it does though.
Yeah, I guess, but like the problem is like that's it's affecting Xbox players. It's not affecting right now PC players, right? So the only people that we're screwing over are the people that are already probably subbed to Game Pass. It's
True.
the market you tapped out, and that's why you're able to raise the price of Game Pass on console and not right now able to on PC, because you're still trying to grow that PC market. But dude, wait 2 months. Seriously, just wait 2 months.
Yeah.
After the hype of all the stuff that we're going to see that's awesome at their showcase, no doubt about it. You're going to see in their own blog posts and Xbox Wired posts of like, hey gang, so because of market conditions, we're going to have to raise the price. It's just reminding me with all these posts, no matter who's doing it, the Michael Scott line of like, hey, listen, we're going to need more money. And they're like, but we already paid you. You're like, yeah, but like, we need more. And that's what it just screams to me. So
You knew it all
There
along?
she is, the 1 terabyte standard console. We all
Yeah, dude. Ken, you better go get that PS5 Pro tomorrow. It might be too late.
Like,
It
real
might be a
talk,
blog post.
and if you are interested in one of those things, it's probably like right now, I'm like, I think I do need a second Switch, because by the time this
Dude, I got 2
Justice League
pre-orders
comes
in,
out,
Joe, and I
This
was
could be
like,
an introductory price. This is the Switch. Is introductory
Yeah.
price. Early
It's like-
adopters.
it's like, well, I might as well get this thing as I can right now, because who knows what the price is going to be in October. Because again, just because they switch manufacturing to mostly Vietnam doesn't change the fact that they still also partially manufacture and also take parts from various places like China. And
China.
And it's a whole sticky situation. And we always say it on the trophy. I sincerely really hate when we talk about real world stuff on a video game show, but it affects video games on it affects us in the here and now and in the present future, right?
Yeah.
And so like, you can only say that I have Trump derangement syndrome so much. And maybe I do, because every single week it's like we're up in the price of this, that, and the other thing. And now you as a consumer need to make up your mind of, hey, maybe I'd be a passive observer of video games, or more passive, and maybe I'm choosing where I'm going or what I'm buying more. But yeah, yes, Bacon. Yes, X Bacon.
Do we remember one of the last Phil Spencer interviews we had when he was trying to damage control all the games going to PlayStation? And he said, we have to find a new audience to keep prices from going up for our consumers. And what have they just done? I'm beginning to think I cannot believe one word that comes out of Phil Spencer.
down with Phil Spencer. He's
you go.
I
no
love
longer
that
Phil
guy.
Dominus Maximus
Am I
Aurelius
wrong?
Spencer.
He said that. I am doing this to stop from
Now
raising
you guys are getting
y'all's
it.
prices.
Nah, you
It's
guys
okay,
just
Bacon.
don't
I've been
like it.
screwing over Phil. I've subbed to Game Pass for 3 years, paying half off every.
Dan is the
stacking I'm a part of the problem. So hold on. Before I want to get some of these comments in before I throw it over the chance for final thoughts. I wanted to pull up Diego. What did Diego say? He said, "Crazy how gaming is so good and all bad at the same." Yes, 2025 is literally this roller coaster right now, where it's been amazing games, followed by Switch 2 announcement, followed by more amazing games, and then Xbox, and then I'm sure PlayStation about it. You're absolutely right.
Next week. Dude. Next week. Swear to God.
No, I mean, dude, it's crazy. And then Todd's asking, are people really going to what did you say, Todd? To play Call of Duty or Oblivion streaming? I don't know. And then I think you asked, are people actually going to spend $600 on an Xbox to sign up for Game Pass? I don't know, Todd. This is crazy. I don't know.
The answer is no. No.
No.
You
By the way,
real talk, guys. You had 5 years to sell the console.
Yeah.
They weren't like I'm not trying to be a dick because I'm a PlayStation guy. Whatever.
No, you're not
We
wrong,
had
man.
everything.
if you didn't buy
You
it by
had
now,
5 years to buy it. They weren't buying it at 300. They weren't buying it at 4. They sure as hell aren't gonna buy it at 6. No, this isn't like, their financials should open the eyes of what's happening in front of us, which is Xbox's parent company just spent a ton of money on ABK, and now with the current economic climate, they are pressed to make as much money as they can. The whole, we were the number one publisher pre-ordered on PlayStation. Yeah, dude, you own like 3 publishers. They're all huge. Like, of course.
and they're making banger slangers. Let's be real.
Sure, whatever. It's like when you have Call of Duty, of course that's going to be the thing. You
But
know what I
it's
mean?
still
When you
important to say it
But
too.
it's important to say it because it illustrates what Xbox is doing. It's just, hey, listen, this console, let's be real, y'all. It's not
done.
that.
It's done.
It's not important anymore.
It really isn't. And you're right.
And what they're
I completely
echoing
agree.
right now, what they're echoing right now, the
Go
thing
play
that you
wherever
ought to
you
be
want.
listening, play everywhere. What's an Xbox?
Whatever you want it to be.
Right, whatever
Exactly.
you want to be. Steam Deck, PlayStation 5, PC, and then their big thing,
LG
cloud.
TVs.
Yeah, play it everywhere. Now with the lawsuit with Apple.
Good.
and-
Great segue, Joe. We're going to get into that in just a second. Let me cut you off right there because I do want to talk about that. Final Corgi said, just give me that sweet Final Fantasy VII Part 3 announcement to ride out the high for the remainder of the year. I got to get to Part 2. I still have, that's on sale right now. Rebirth is on sale on Steam. I'm tempted to buy it.
I only had one question. Does this help the value? Does this increase the value of my current used Series X that I'm looking to unlock?
Yes.
I think it
yes,
does, right?
It
And
does
so
because
for me personally, maybe this is a good thing.
Yeah, so Chance, it does. And you know what's crazy is remember when they were offering those crazy good trade-in prices at GameStop just the other like $420.69 for a Series X trade-in? I think they knew, Jose. Like they
knew. What are you
they must have
talking
knew that hey, let's get these now. Let's get a bunch of these used ones because we can sell these for that cheaper than $600 Xbox Series S, which is absolutely crazy. Shout out to Based Freight Conductor as always. I also feel really good going all in and building a PC last February. Hey, me too, Freight Conductor. I built mine last February too, a year ago with my 48 Super. It's Jose. We need to get. Can we?
We do need freight conductor.
There's some people want to ride too. Pick them up.
Freight Conductor base. I'm so happy I have my 4080 Super. You guys, holy crap! Bacon. I couldn't have purchased at a better time. Like what I spent now was probably be like $3,500 easily, or $4,000.
$420 is what they'll give right now. GameStop.
They did. It was like a special. Are you looking at it right now, Chance?
No, I'm asking. Todd Oxford just said $420.
Yeah, they did that on 420.
Yeah, it was a 420.69.
I see what they did there.
And then Freight Conductor said Game Pass Ultimate stops being a deal at $35 a
Joe, you're
month for
muted.
me. Kids use the Series S. I use it on my PC, and sometimes I play on my phone Fire Stick. True, I'm right there with you. My kid Grayson plays on the Series X. He loves it, and dude, I don't know, Freight Conductor. I'm thinking $30. I don't know if I might go. I might end. Well, I'm stacked, so it doesn't matter. I have it for the next 3 years. Anthony Skaw said, I just bought my Xbox Series X back from the pawn shop on loan for $320 LMFAO. That was today. Based Anthony, you got that. You saving some money. And Todd Oxford built mine in 2023, 4070. Yep. Yeah, dude. It's crazy. Instantly, my Series S has been sold. Guys, are we going to
Rebrand to a PC podcast?
No.
I mean, real talk, guys. This is how bad it is. We're on an Xbox show and we're talking about trading in our Xboxes, right?
I saw my Series X, Joe. I said my Series just collects dust. I'm keeping my Series X. All of us still have a Series X, actually, except for Bacon.
I own one console, and it's going to be the Switch 2. They got my
Oh, Christ. All right. Let's move on to news story number 2.
And yes, Mario Kart World is worth $80.
I don't know if it is, Joe.
No,
You're buying it,
It might be. It might be.
Well, I bought
You're
it.
buying it.
He's got
I
the
bought it
bundle for 50.
So
right? But you're buying
Is somebody a Bloomberg
I can't
member
use this
here?
article.
Can't read the article. Well, Jason Schreier reported that their Electronic Arts has layoffs hits hundreds, cancels Titanfall game. They cut between 300 and 400 jobs. I'm pretty sure someone somewhere in there it said something about Respawn losing 100. Guys,
Told you we're cooked.
and Bacon pointed out Todd Oxtra's favorite, or no, not Todd. Who has? Is that Todd?
Yes,
Yeah, Todd. Todd's blessed GameFly subscription. They've laid off or jacking up the prices. What else, Bacon? Who else had layoffs and cuts today? What? Tell me why gaming is cooked right now, Bacon. Besides the Xbox price cut or price hikes.
Everything you just said. We're laying off developers and canceling one of the best games there is Titanfall. Love Titanfall.
Did
We
they
get
say
canceled.
though? Because I couldn't see. I know they said one of the canceled ones they thought was the that
It was a extraction. It was a
shooter
Titanfall
spin-off of
extraction shooter.
Titanfall.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean Titanfall 3, does it?
All right, guys. How
'Cause
many
I'm-
extraction shooters do we need
I
in
know.
our lives?
It's so that
No,
was a good
no, it
thing.
wasn't Titanfall 3. No,
Okay.
it would have just been a strict like Bungie's marathon.
That
By the
would
way,
I'd have just been done with EA if they.
I agree. They need to
scrapped
remake
3.
Dead Space 2. That's the right answer.
they didn't they close the studio that did that?
Is that Visceral?
Mm,
Yeah, right. Was that Joe?
No,
Joe
the guy
who
that
did the
started
remake?
just busted off.
Motive, but yes.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Everything
You're right.
sucks, man. They took my beautiful visual.
I feel
Everything is shitty.
so
Okay.
Well,
bad
that was
right now.
even way prior. Than
Wait,
that.
wait. Who here has every achievement or the platinum trophy in Titanfall 2? Raise your hand.
What's a platinum?
All right, so I am the most base Titanfall player here. Joe,
It's
were you
that-
a big
You know which one I didn't get, right?
the breaking the time
Where
of
you
the
have
record?
to do the do like try
Look
at this
for
guy.
days and days and
Hey, Joe,
days.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe if
Giant
Bubble
Bomb's
Boy-
also going through it. Yeah.
Yep, that's right there. Joe, do you think if Chance was using this dual sense right here that he would have been able to get the platinum trophy? You see this beautiful
Yeah.
controller?
Here, I
No,
can do it
absolutely.
too. I got one
Hey,
too.
Joe.
Here.
Joe, look at this. Oh wait, this thing
Everybody
sucks.
show
Joe.
your
Oh.
PlayStation. I'm gonna
That's
throw
my
it.
bingo card. Dan
Controller
throws the controller.
sucks.
We do
Fun
need
fact
things
about
with
the DualSense Edge, right?
great
So
t-shirts.
this one,
Hey, how'd you get
Hey,
that
I
cool
got a-
skin?
Is there
I
bird
put
poop
it
on
together.
that, or is that just
What's
there's bird poop on it? Isn't there?
right
there
I
in the
didn't know he was a
middle
Colorado
between the two
Rockies
sticks.
fan.
Mhm.
Those
Aha.
colors.
Between the
Okay,
two
well, I
sticks.
like the purple, Joe. I'll
Listen, I
give
don't
you
know where we're
Sorry,
going with
Joe.
the bird
Sorry,
poop,
Joe.
but I switched out the shell because the only thing that's been wrong with this was over the past 2 years I bought
Ego
it.
fingers.
A little bit of that, but also the adhesive was peeling off. Stop
What?
putting rubber grips on the controllers,
Oh,
guys.
between the
What are you
crack-
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
That
My
sucks.
Elite Series 2
But
is perfectly rubberized
these analog
grips.
sticks.
Day
God
one.
bless these analog sticks.
Oh,
Never replaced them in my life. So
I do like
Hey.
that purple though. That pops.
Stick drift
the purple is
isn't
good. Joe, have you seen the new Nintendo
yeah.
Pro controller?
Looks good.
What do you notice about the sticks on that?
It's this,
I don't know. They're probably in the wrong place. Why?
Okay, thank you very much. Offset sticks, base Nintendo, also doing offset sticks. Thank you very much. Guys, Titanfall 2, or Titanfall in general, a lot of people are making the big deal about the Respawn cutoffs, which, by the way, is absolutely insane. Respawn doesn't miss. Titanfall 2, the Jedi Fallen Order series. And is Respawn's also working on Battlefield, correct? They're one of the studios supporting.
I think
am I
everybody's
correct
working
on that? So, sucks. I feel for all these people losing their jobs. It's absolutely insane. But at the same time, guys, I have a question to ask you. Have we been overrating Titanfall as an IP?
No.
No.
Is it really as good as we
burnt
think it
Apex.
is? Or is there a reason why they never made a Titanfall 3? They canceled this Titanfall extraction shooter. They made Apex Legends and didn't call it Titanfall Legends. Jose, tell me, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about my
I mean,
opinion here?
here's what I would say. I would say no because my viewpoint is I didn't play Titanfall when it came out. Like I didn't, and not because I had anything against it. It was because it came out at a point in my life where I was not playing a lot, and so I played it much later. And then I played Titanfall 2 much later, and both stood the test of the time. At a time where there were much stronger games graphically, much stronger games story wise, I had a great time with both of those games, and
Two was amazing campaign.
and it was one of those
Story was
things
good,
where I
yeah.
finished them, and I was like, why the hell did we never get a 3? And everyone around me was like, yeah, that's what we've been saying for years. So I would argue absolutely they're not overrated. Now, here's the problem I have though. It's a very short one. One of the hugest problems we have right now in gaming is that we do have games like Titanfall that we have such love for that I think it's honestly hard to make a true sequel in the modern era for. Like you have to have such a special team, not just for the technical side of it, right? Making it beautiful and run smooth, but for like, you have to have someone that can truly make an engaging story. I think that's honestly the problem. One of the problems with Mass Effect, right? Like it was such an incredible trilogy that they thought they had something started with Andromeda. Like I'm sure they were pretty proud of Andromeda, and it just didn't hit in the same way they had hoped. And so I'm glad that they didn't continue and they said, okay, we got to back off and maybe go back to the drawing board. But I think that's a problem we're going to see with a lot of games if they're going to continue some of these IPs. That's just my thought.
Is Titanfall overrated to an extent?
No, not at all.
Then why didn't people buy it? Everyone
Same
keeps
reason
blaming
they
it being
made
pitched in between
Suicide
those two
Squad
games.
the way they did, and the same reason Warner Brothers said they're going to do another live service game, because the people making these decisions don't know what they're doing and don't have their wallet in the pie, but they don't have their heart in it.
Based Freight Conductor coming in again. Titanfall 1 was the better multiplayer. I completely agree. Guys, do you remember Titanfall 1? By the way, someone was talking about saying Titanfall 1 was a launch game. It was not. I remember exactly when it came out. It was March of 2014. It was after the initial launch.
I have the answer.
Popped off. Titanfall 2 is an amazing campaign. Bacon, yeah, go ahead.
EA was so stupid to release Titanfall in a sandwich between Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Yep, that also.
That is
Bacon,
why
a good
Titanfall
game is
failed.
a good game is a good game. If
You
it's a
don't
good
put
game,
three
it would have
shooters
stood the
right on
test
top
of
each
time.
other. You do not put 3 shooters right on top of each other. Why do you think everybody's avoiding GTA? They put it right on top of their own game. You're going to choose Battlefield or a new IP? You're going to choose Battlefield.
What if, Bacon, they didn't know Battlefield 1 was going to be as good of a hit as it was? At the time?
Battlefield wasn't a
I think
good
that was
hit.
4. What?
Battlefield 1. No, it was Battlefield
Yeah,
1.
you're right.
It was
It
one.
was
It was one.
It was one.
Yeah.
Wasn't a good
That's
hit.
why Titanfall failed.
So we're going to blame other games as the reason why Titanfall
And
2
their own
failed.
game, yes. And Call of Duty, bro.
It's Call of Duty, dude. And
me out,
at
Joe.
the end of the day, at the end
Oh,
of the
I
day,
forgot about Call of
Titanfall-
Duty. I forgot about Call of Duty.
Titanfall is an arcade shooter of the likes of a Call of Duty, right? We get it. There's cool Titans. I get it.
Arcade shooter.
It's a
That's
little bit-
Wall running
Below the belt,
actually
man.
was which Call of Duty
running
came
was
out?
Call of
Was it?
Duty.
I was going to say, was it the one
So,
with the wall running? I got to look
exactly.
that up.
So
Look
you
at
have
to see how close they were, all 3 of them. They were
yeah,
within a week.
they're
of each
literally in literally a week ahead of each other. Like it was nuts to put any first-person multiplayer shooter in front of or behind Call of Duty. You got to be high and out of your mind. So that's one of the reasons why Titanfall died. Also, they made it an Xbox exclusive, and it would have died if it was a PlayStation exclusive. Multiplayers need to thrive on multiple platforms at launch in order to succeed, and that game just did not.
You're saying Titanfall 1 didn't succeed on the X1? I feel like that was a huge hit on the Xbox One. Did you have an Xbox One when that launched, Joe?
numbers.
Listen here,
we were
PewDiePie.
there.
I was on PC playing it with y'all, and I remember the narrative of that game going, "It's great, but the community died in like a month or 2."
True, but
I remember,
I also
because you
I
know
also
what?
feel like Titanfall
I
1
was
was also
wiping
a
away all the
half-baked game.
tears.
Yeah, there was no story.
because
in
I was
Titanfall
like,
1.
my KD was like 3.6 in that game.
He's always
I
got
was
to bring up his stats,
disgusted.
you guys.
And you know
He's gotta
what I
bring
was
up the
playing
numbers.
on? I was playing on a dual sense. Was it 4? That's what I
The
was
Dual
doing,
Shock.
dude.
Dual Shock.
Whatever.
Yeah, come
who
on,
cares?
exactly.
I was using the PlayStation controller. The sticks aren't right. Well, the sticks were just fine with me because you know what? Kick about taking names.
Getting to that exit drop ship was such a thrill. Oh my god, guys, can we
made
get
it
back
very
on Titanfall 2 right now? I've got it on Steam.
I got it on Steam too.
All right, we're everybody get back on Titanfall 2 and relive the good old days.
$2.
And Joe, you were right. It was paired up against Infinite Warfare, which also had wall running.
Yeah, dude. Like again, like and I know there's people typing, there's Titans in it, and I was like, I get it, and I know the maps are different.
It was
but
cool.
It was awesome, and I love Titanfall more. Like if you said, Joe, Titanfall 3, or I don't know.
Angel City. Sorry.
Yeah, give me Titanfall 3 over Call of Duty any day.
But okay, that's what I want to say right there. Oh, we're never going to get Titanfall 3, are we?
No, it's done.
It's done.
It's all
done.
Apex.
It's
Legends
dead.
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not
That's
going to see Titanfall.
It's
Dude,
it,
that's-
whatever it is. It's going to be called Apex, and then like whether
That's
it's
really
Legends
depressing.
or yeah.
That's really.
It's
Oh,
what
by
it
the
is.
way, Emotionless Taco, Titanfall 2, 449 on Steam right now.
449.
Insta buy. I don't even care if you don't even have a PC. Go buy it. Add it to your Steam library.
And I
Save
think
it for
Bacon
later. It's absolutely worth it.
it was either Bacon that said it, but we have a whole bunch of people that do not understand video games allocating money to projects.
How can that
are
be?
Gonna,
I said that.
How can that be?
Okay, Bubble Boy. How can it be?
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
Give me
I
credit.
said that, damn it. Give me credit.
I mean, I
Sorry.
don't know, man.
Sorry.
I mean, truly, I don't know. It's because they're
All these
future-
executives can't be non-gamers. Some of them have to be like Phil Spencer. Or am I wrong? Am I wrong
You're
in
wrong.
assuming that?
They might be
They don't give a
too, though,
shit.
but they don't
Is
care
Bob
as
Iger
much
is
as
Bob
their
Iger
bottom line.
truly watching Star Wars and going, whoa, or is he looking at Star Wars like it's an IP that will sell?
Exactly.
Like it's like what happened with Giant Bomb today, right? It looks like it's over, and they had to explain to one of their execs because one of the execs asked, "Is GTA 5 big?" Like these people don't know what they're selling. So when you ask me how could they do that, how could it be? I don't know, right? Because there were people in place that understood how, not to say how to enjoy a video game, but how the business was run for a very long time, and now it's either those people don't exist or the market has changed in such a drastic way, or has been changing in such a drastic way. And this is what I kind of think it is. The market keeps changing drastically each and every year, and these games cost more and more money to make while at the same exact time taking longer to make. And so when you're making such a huge game with such a ballooning budget that takes 7 years to make, by the time it comes out, it's stale, right?
Yep.
So
Bacon?
I have the dates. Titanfall 2 is October 28th, 2016.
I remember this. I remember
Call of
this.
Duty Infinite Warfare was November 4th. So literally like
A week
and a half
later.
later. And Battlefield was released on October 21st.
Wow.
Their games
You know
were
what?
back to back.
Hey, Dan. What was the movie that came out the week before Avengers
Nobody knows.
Endgame?
Probably Vanilla Sky.
I have the steelbook right there.
They made a steel book for that.
No, it's the 4K.
Found it.
He made his own steelbook. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
But I do think it echoes. You're going to see creative projects and really awesome stuff like Expedition 33, right?
Oh my God, so good.
The future is in AA. The future is
Somebody
in indie
was saying
games.
that
It's
earlier.
not
Oh.
in AAA games.
Well,
It's
And,
not.
and here's the reality, Joe, and Chance's question of like, how can a studio get so far in a game and then just drop it? Chance and Bacon and Dan and Joe, I don't know if you have family that are teachers. The same thing happens in our field of education, right? So like if the school has an initiative, let's say for grades, and their principal pushes for it, and their admin team works on it, and all their teachers are taught it, and they could work on it for 2 years, 3 years, and it's continually trying to improve. And then your principal leaves, and your principal's like, "Oh no, grades aren't the issue. We need to focus on instruction." You just drop grades and you go on instruction. Like that's, is it a waste of money? Maybe. Is it a waste of time? Probably. It just happens, man. It is a function of any structure in every business. No one is immune from it, because as soon as your leadership changes and they have control of the money, they don't care what their losses are if they feel like their new endeavor is going to be financially sound for them. And it creates weird scenarios like this. And Joe's right. The time is the enemy. It's not, I mean, money is too, but time is the issue, because when someone has a good idea, or worse, somebody's basing an idea off of a current strategy, it's going to take so long for it to come to fruition that you're going to lose a lot of those gains inherently. Like that's just the reality.
guys, let's close off with the last news story we're going to do this week because we're already running long because Joe's here.
I'm just keeping you guys honest.
I think Joe's been
News
pretty
story.
good
I'm just
tonight.
kidding, Joe.
Yeah, Bacon,
News
Joe
story
French
number
tonight.
3. Quickly, Jose. This happened today. I didn't even realize this happened. I Bacon or Joe? Joe mentioned this just a second ago. The judge in the Epic versus Apple has just put Apple on blast over its anti-competitive behavior. Apple is no longer allowed to collect fees on purchases made outside apps, and Apple might face possible criminal contempt proceedings. And this is coming from Tom Warren over at The Verge. Jose, you're a number one Apple simp. You admitted it earlier today. You also said Apple Arcade sucks. Jose said Apple. He did say something that Apple sucks.
I did not say it sucks. I said my children love it and my wife plays games on it.
He says
it's just not for me because
explain to me the importance of this final. And oh, by the way, Fortnite is going to be back on the App Store. What does this mean? Did we win, guys? Did gamers win? Did the public win? Are we taking down Apple?
I mean, Joe got his account back for Fortnite, so he's winning.
Dan still doesn't have his iOS account back.
That's hilarious. So here's what I'll say, just for the record. I am a huge Apple simp. I've been an Apple simp for a decade plus at this point. But I'll be honest with you, I've always been very unsupportive of Apple's anti-competitive behavior. What I love about them is their hardware. Their hardware is insane. And whether Dan likes it or not, every one of our episodes, 209 of them, hundreds of shorts have all been made on an Apple device because that's what I edit on, and it's a beast. It just works for me for my daily driver. It works for everything. And again, I'm not against PC gaming. I want a PC right now. I love my PC, but I absolutely love Apple hardware.
Wait, Jose, who's that Matt Apple Simps? Is that who I think it is? Can you pull that up for me?
I hope it's Matt Valdez. I don't know.
I don't think that's Matt Valdez. Is that my brother, Miso Pony, live in the chat laughing about apples?
No, because he said his first comment at this top was, "I'm back." So.
Oh, is that my brother? Shout out to my brother, Miso Pony, Matt.
No way.
Apple Simps.
Who's ever called him Matt?
I didn't know his name was Matt. I know. Miso
Pony. Can we point out though the way the
Miso
language
say it in the voice? And I know you're thinking about saying Miso Pony in the voice. You guys cannot do it in the voice. Neither can I. Thank you.
Fair enough. So anyway, my point here is that I'm not opposed to Apple getting taken down a peg or two because honestly, while they have done a lot of things that I really love, I'm gonna be honest, like iTunes and all that kind of stuff, they've normalized pricing of digital goods to some degree. I also think that they are increasingly anti-competitive. And while I always prefer Apple hardware,
blue versus green bubbles, Jose.
I love the blue bubbles. I'll be the first to admit it. You get frustrated when our chat breaks into two because someone doesn't have the blue bubbles. You do that all the time.
I think it's Miggy.
The amount of restrictions that they put on your own creativity within that kind of stuff, though, is just so dumb. I remember when I moved over however many years ago, and I was just like, "What do you mean I can't pick my own colors? I can't pick what? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life."
And they're slowly rolling that back, right? I mean, that's part of what happens with competition, and it's why we've argued for so many years. We said on the show, competition is good. It's great when PlayStation makes good games. It's great when Xbox makes good games. It's good when hardware comes out. It's good when innovation happens. It's good when accessibility happens because that keeps everybody honest. It is not good when you have one group that overtakes things. So it's important for this kind of stuff to happen. I'm fully supportive of the judge. I don't really play Fortnite a lot, so the Epic thing didn't necessarily make a big deal to me. But inevitably, there are going to be games.
I bet your kids played it a lot.
My students absolutely did. And it's funny when they finally did remove it from the store because a lot of my kids do have iPhones. Like at least in Colorado, and maybe it's not true around the United States, but it is still the golden ticket. That's what kids want to have in their pockets. And it doesn't matter if it's the newest iPhone. They
don't want to be green bubbles.
It's exactly right. It's a social thing. And so the fact that this is kind of happening is probably a great thing, man. And I hope it opens the door for things like games to really enter the phone because one thing that Apple has done is they have proven that hardware will run a lot of really hard games, right? And the battery life kind of can take it, but I'm just saying.
No, it cannot.
I mean, but here's what's crazy, dude. To us, we can't because we're all old, right? Like I can't stand it when my battery's below like 40%. It's like not a comfortable place for me to be. My students, they ride there. They wake up at 5%, and they're like, "I'm good for the day." Like I do not understand that mentality. But honestly, man, it's just. I
don't think I've ever ran out of battery on my phone.
Oh, I do.
I literally cannot think of a single
You're not
time.
a power user.
Yeah, I use that thing all day.
This guy doesn't know how to power use.
Can
Joe,
we real quick though? I gotta say because I think it's so Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers. The word she put
He could
in
do
this
the voice, not you guys, by the way.
Yeah. Is incredible. Listen to how she ends this thing. That it thought this court would tolerate such insubordination was a gross miscalculation. As always, the cover-up made it worse. For this court, there is no second bite at the apple. She is shitting all over these guys. And then in bold, I don't know if this is always how these things get signed, but bolded.
She sounds like, and I'm sorry to say it, but
Yes.
a complete bitch.
No, it's not what I thought you were
Apple
gonna
is
say.
a great company, and they gave me a lot of money. And
I thought you were
we
gonna say
liked Tim Cook. We liked Tim Apple. They're great guys.
And so in bold, all caps at the bottom, it is so ordered. I'm just
I
like,
think that's always bold. Yeah.
I've never seen one of those
yeah.
before. So I don't
Really? You
know.
not during like the Apple versus or not the Microsoft acquisition with
Dude,
all
you
those
know I
court
can't read
documents?
good.
Yeah.
This thing was intense,
Yeah.
and so I didn't used to be a fan of.
So
court
now you're a fan
proceedings.
of the United States District Judge,
Yeah,
Yvonne.
hell yeah.
They've been very unfair.
It's a witch
Joe,
hunt.
Joe, what were you going to say? You were bringing this up earlier with the prices in PlayStation. Anything to close on this with the Apple versus Epic?
People with Android phones, they're gross. Green chat bubbles are weird, and it means you're poor. And not like me, who's very rich. I'm a very rich
I'm
man
very
because
rich.
I own the iPhone XL, whatever they call it. That's what I have, and everything. And the beautiful thing about it, everything
Joe.
computer.
He's clipping this. You know that, right?
Yeah.
my God.
Everything's
gold.
computer. And
Puerto
we
Rico.
like
That
these
is
computer.
All right. God. All right, Jose.
It's computer, and when you look at it, you're like, "Wow, that is
Computer.
computer."
All right.
Sorry. Family show, but no. Yeah, I'm kind of same with Jose. I am. I like Apple. They're my preferred ecosystem. I tried Android once. It literally lasted 6 months. I hated it.
I
was
hate it.
lost.
You guys are so.
Gross. Fell out of my hands. I was like, ugh, HTC, yuck. I ain't
Did
vibing.
you guys know
with
there's
this.
a new Razor that folds and everything? I want one of those.
Shit's so cool, man.
You should
That's,
totally
a
do it.
Motorola Razor?
that's how fucking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
From 2001?
No, a 2024 Razor, dude.
That's
It's
how
sick.
desperate Androids are to be cool. They're like, look the fuck.
Oh,
good."
Jose, can you put Joe on mute? I'm sick of this Apple simp over here. All right, let's move on.
They
Guys.
suck. Like, they're a corporation at the end of the day. They suck.
Yeah, they suck.
And this is great for. It's great for Epic. This is great for Xbox. It's great for PlayStation.
Yes.
It's great for, if you want to get your marketplace on an iPhone.
Ooh.
All right. That has been the news for the week, guys. We'll save the other ones for next week.
We're skipping
Giveaway
clerks.
time.
You're crushing
No, everybody knows it's crushing it.
it. Real quick, I want
wanna-
to say one thing about it. Sorry. They should have called it Final Fantasy 33.
Okay.
It's way better than
You can't
I
steal
know,
IP.
because Final Fantasy should have been all those
Doing this-
remakes should have been
should have
this
been doing
kind
this
of
combat,
and
yeah.
should have been this good.
To
should
be
have been this
fair,
well-
7 remakes pretty good, Chance. I do like 7 remakes combat.
It's pretty,
better
yeah,
than
you're
16,
right. It is pretty
better
good.
than 15.
It could have been phenomenal.
Okay. Jose, should we announce the winner?
Yeah.
Let's jump into it, guys. We are going to announce the winner of the Oblivion Remastered Edition Xbox Play Anywhere provided by Based Freight Conductor. Again, thank you, FR8 Conductor. We have everybody on here. Jose, by the way, here are the best. Here. Okay, I'm going to read them. You make sure I have them because I'm looking at the short right now, Jose. Diane Moran, chocolate ice cream was the. Oh wait, I skipped one. Sorry, I got to go back to the better. Casmex. I had me some bacon cheese fries with ranch sauce at a restaurant here, and it's always bussin'. Henry 36786. Great new ramen bar next to my house. Final Corgi. The best food I've had this week would definitely be a grilled buffalo chicken thighs with asparagus. Nicholas Johnson 1305. Hi friends, the best food this week was by far the Tandy cake my wife made for a shared birthday event. Recommend everyone give it a try. There's some based answers in here. Diane Moran, chocolate ice cream.
Yep, I got her.
Yep.
Chemo Core Kid for Kevin Ainsworth, I believe. Honestly, Chipotle. Brown rice, pinto, sofritas, peppers, corn salsa, and guacamole. Pretty good burrito choice there, Kevin. I'm gonna
Sofritas,
say
that's an interesting choice there.
I would go chicken, no rice, no beans.
Iron Man's threatening us.
queso,
Uh-oh.
green corn, guac. Byger Bob. It's Monday. I just woken up and it's the only the only thing and therefore the best food I will have right now is a Swedish chocolate ball and a cup of coffee for breakfast.
Sounds lovely.
Michael Molashe, steak and mashed potatoes. Hollow Kuro, chicken teriyaki with rice. Martin Hernandez, FE, fish and fries. Owen Scott A, I had a great lasagna. Grim Renaissance, I had some pizza time. Greg Barton, me, turkey sandwich and wizard with sticks. Peanut butter chicken. Never had peanut butter chicken.
Okay.
I must
So
have missed that one.
those are the 14 comments on our short. I believe someone, Jose, missed or maybe put it on a wrong area.
Yep, I had
Did you
it
get
on
that?
Swift to Death. I got that one. That was on a short before
15.
the original release. Yeah.
And also, I also think it's okay. Never mind. I guess I won't complain. So, what was Iron Man saying?
He
if
said,
loses,
what?
if he loses maximum pulse. That's what he said. No worries.
Well, I'm pulling for Iron Man then.
Yeah.
All right, Jose. Do we have everyone on here?
I think so.
I think so.
He is on spinthewheel.app.editor right now, live on show. Here we go, Jose. Take it away.
It's pretty quick. Everybody, hold on to your butts.
Everybody.
And-
your butts.
And
Woo, there it is.
I can't tell. It's upside
Martin
down.
Hernandez, FE.
Martin Hernandez.
Congratulations.
Martin Hernandez,
Hernandez.
FE. Congratulations. I'm sorry, Iron Man. Congratulations.
Oh, isn't the FE iron for like? Isn't that the iron? FE.
like the atomic symbol for iron.
I don't know. Tony Stark. He said, I'm ending it all. I'm guessing it.
Oh no! Dang it! Congratulations to Martin. His food was
You got it pulled up? I don't have it pulled
chocolate. No, I don't see him. Are you sure?
Food with chocolate.
Fish and fries.
Fish and chips
yeah,
is
hey.
the correct
That
term.
was,
for
that was the best food, guys. Fish
Dude,
and fries.
Have you been over
Hernandez,
across the pond?
Jose
It's
spun
the
that.
best.
Congratulations, Martin Hernandez, FE, fish and fries. Diego says Hernandez, Jose spun the reel. It's rigged. You got that right. Jose based. Jose, shout out to Frank Conductor again.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you,
Thanks
sir.
again for that code. Guys, we're past 400 subs. We are almost to 500, the magical number. I'm going to have to eat 8 junior bacon cheeseburgers in one sitting, and so is Ains,
And
Bobby
Eric.
Bowden, and Eric Game Positive. They all said they would eat 8 JBCs in one sitting with me. We are less than 100.
I
Shout
do
out.
that just for lunch. Every week.
Oh, Jarvis, said Tony Stark. That son of a B. Jarvis couldn't even get the winner. Guys, do you mind if we do a new segment sponsored by Mamitas?
Mind, I insist.
All right, this segment is sponsored by Mamitas. And when I say sponsored by them, we're not sponsored by Mamitas, but everyone go out and try one of their instant canned margaritas. They're delicious. I pulled sponsored by Mamitas from one of my favorite shows on the internet. It's called Sunday Conversation with Caleb Presley. Go look it up. It's on Barstool. They interview all kinds of athletes and
Yikes.
pop stars.
I thought it was
and
Jarritos.
rappers.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
Dinero. I thought it was Jarritos.
No, they actually change all the time. This week was White Claw. But anyway, this new segment sponsored by Mamitas is called Drinks with Big Box 1431.
I'm a
Nerd
man.
chat.
I'm 40.
Nerd chat. Birdman called.
Denver Nuggets, Birdman.
No, because that guy's like in jail.
Yeah, I
isn't
don't
he?
know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he wants the nerd chat to put some respect on the extraction shooter name.
Vecta.
Everyone in games media is missing what's happening here. If I asked the nerd chat to list their 100 video games of their favorite 100 video games of the last 20 years, most of the titles would be 15 to 80 hour experiences. You play as Commander Shepard on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then you beat Mass Effect the following Tuesday. Pure cinema. If you look at the history of multiplayer and all their loops, all their loops run between 8 minutes Unreal Tournament and 40 minutes PUBG. The extraction genre is the first PvP genre to look at single player and go, what if we did that? Marathon, or Arc Raiders, is the 20-hour RPG where we level our characters up so we have a shot to board and beat the highly difficult last boss. 4th map, Marathon Ship. Single player games have no interest in going back to the days of short loop, Tetris, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, because people overwhelmingly prefer the 25-hour epic to the 15-minute session. Bacon said Marathon is just Battle Royale last week. Bacon,
Right.
this is the beginning of the Industrial Revolution for PvP.
This guy.
Who's reading it?
Is
Box.
Big box.
is it possible
I like this
multiplayer is about to mature out of its short loop design in the same way single player evolved out of its short loop design in the 1990s? What should I tell Birdman? Bacon, he called you out directly in this write-in here. This excellent novella. Shout out to Big Box. And this segment was sponsored by Mamitas. Everybody go check them out. I'm sorry, Big Box, before I throw it over to Bacon. Concord's dead before it even arrived. Bacon, take it away.
Yeah, every week this man just provokes thought, and there's the references, the throwbacks. The guy,
Except who's Birdman? What is
the
he
guys?
talking about?
I think
That part I don't know.
Is it
is
the
that a
Michael
Michael
Birdman?
Keaton? Is that a Michael Keaton movie when he
Yeah,
was
It
Birdman.
Birdman?
is, but there's no way that's what he's talking about, is it?
It might be. He likes
Denver
movies.
Nuggets Birdman.
Or
so.
it's either, yeah.
That guy
I
touched
agree.
kids, so I don't.
Jesus, we already.
He did.
Big Box. Part of my
Didn't he?
disdain for Marathon leads back to who owns Marathon and who owns that company. It's console wars. I got to keep Joe coming back every week so I can console war. Am I going to play a Marathon? Probably going to play a Marathon. Am I going to enjoy a Marathon? Maybe. I do like Bungie shooters.
Are you going to pay $40 for Marathon when Arc Raiders right
I'm
now?
paying $80 to play Mario Kart. I mean, of course I'm going to pay $40 to play a Marathon. If you don't know me by now, most stuff I say is to continue the console war. So it's good. I end up in shorts. We get lots of views on our shorts because I say dumb things. But yes, extraction shooters. Tarkov did it best. Everyone else is following. Can they change it? Can it be a different? Absolutely. And I'm not gonna lie, I get kind of sick of Warzone occasionally and multiplayer games. So hopefully it is good. I'm looking forward to possibly playing it. I'm not gonna do the beta because
Well,
beta
Joe,
soured me on things.
let me throw it over to Joe. Joe, you saw in our private chat with Captain Logan and other XEP, Season Gaming, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Someone put in a quote from Shroud. Do you remember who that was saying that this Arc Raiders gives
Arcs
him
are
the
good.
sense of urgency and needing to escape with the loot that he didn't feel at all. He never felt that in Marathon. What do you think on the Arc Raiders versus Marathon and Marathon's position right now? Because you haven't played it either, I don't think,
Yeah.
correct?
No, okay. So here's what if I say I don't like about the conversation about Marathon, is that it already seems like I think I talked about it on the trophy room.
You did. I was just listening hours
Yeah,
ago. By the way, how come you're so nice to that other Daniel? And your brother's name is Daniel, but you call me Danny all the time?
well, you got Danny, Dan, Daniel.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
There's three. I only
He
know.
can't be
three.
remembering all the give him-
There's a fourth.
give
It's
him
going to just be
break.
D.
His
Hey,
damn
Pomps-
brother's named Daniel.
Yeah.
But he calls
Pomps
him
is
Dan.
Pomps is
I've
playing
never called
Arc
my
right
brother
now.
Danny. I respect.
And you call
I
me
respect-
Danny. That's the point. I hate it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danny.
Patreon.com/PS4Freedom. There is a limit in which I will respect you. And this only goes for Danny.
The bronze tier.
I love everybody else.
Yeah,
It's the platinum tier. So no, it's like the game's already dead. It's like it's in alpha. Like real talk. Hey gang, come in for a little bit.
He's a PlayStation fan here.
Closer.
Paul Tassi I offer a challenge. Write a headline that's not just fucking clickbait. For the love of, like when I
Jez
see
Corden and Jez Corden.
I don't like Jez.
I
When I see Marathon Alpha review, it's like the game it's unfinished. They told you it's unfinished. They told you that things are going to change. They're telling you they want feedback. Reviews like this is a finished product. It's not. I really, really hate that. They're just
Really, Joe?
shit. I do. I hate it so
Ashes
much.
to ashes. Marathon looked so uninspired. It died after a day in the alpha. People were just bored.
Well, here's the thing, right? As I say that, this game could fail 100%. It very likely can. And it very likely, let's be honest, will. A lot of these games will fail. Arc Riders, looks great. I'm hearing nothing but good things about it. We're also saying the same with finals. And like, our DMs love the finals. And I'm not saying anything about that game.
Well,
the
one
thing
person
that
loves
is
the final in there.
love you, Ants. But the one thing that game has, it's having trouble finding bigger audiences. So like all these multiplayer shooters are having problems trying to find an audience that will gravitate towards it, that'll give them that over 100,000 concurrent player tick. So like, yes, does Marathon have a mountain to climb? Absolutely. But they also gave everybody like an invite to the alpha and went, just give us feedback. And they told you that from the get-go. So are things going to change? Yes, Paul Tassi, things are going to change because of your feedback, but more so because of everyone's feedback. So to me, I hate when we go, this game's dead. And
I agree.
Blah, 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 blah.
I hate
it. And it's not just because it's a PlayStation game, whatever. I hate when we just don't, when a wide audience just casts a net just because it's an easy thing to write. Like seeing the fact that people are already saying what's going to be the thing, Arc Riders or Marathon, gives me the idea that both these games do really well in SEO searches.
Yep.
And that's probably what these companies
Jose
are more
changed the title.
There you go. That's all.
Oh no, I'm just kidding.
I'm tired. I'm upset at like the whole like this game's dumb. It's like, come on.
I agree.
That wasn't me.
Again, it could very much fail. And just like Concord, it did fail.
Yeah, and Nissa said Travis loved this. Yeah, Travis also loved Concord.
That's true. I was gonna say that.
I'm sorry, Chance. Before I throw it over to you,
the one thing that I will say, defending Concord, a game of which I never played, everybody that I respect their opinions on when it comes to games like these, and even when it comes to Arc Riders, everyone's coming away with really positive things to say about most things about both of those games. Yep. The only question mark for Marathon and Arc that I'm seeing is, where's the loop?
Yep.
So just give the game a shot. There's going to be an open beta. I think the one thing that I like about Bungie and Arc is that they're very thirsty to show people that they're wrong. And I really like that. That's confidence. And to already say, hey, listen, we're taking a lot of your feedback to heart and they're already changing things. They know what they got, guys.
Chance, closing thoughts on this. Do you think that we are in an industrial revolution, as Big Box said it, and we are in a new short loop design evolution that for multiplayer games?
He's halfway.
And are you interested in it at all? Because you typically are exactly what Big Box is talking about. You love your single player games. It's hard to get you to come play a multiplayer game with us. Yep. You even say you bought the Ninja Turtle. You have you still haven't played with us on Call of Duty yet. Okay. So are you interested at all in these extraction shooters, specifically either Marathon or Arc Raiders from what you've seen?
So, gosh, it's hard. Probably not. And that's okay. Right. Because I have to think about it honestly. That Ninja Turtles thing came out. I spent every bit of money that I had on it as soon as I could, and I still haven't played it. I just needed to have it, right? There would need to be something so significantly gripping for me to go back into that space. that I just don't think so. What I think is going to be a revolution, and Joe hit on this earlier, is and there hopefully can come some multiplayer pieces to this, is a AA revolution. And games like South of Midnight, games like Expedition 33 are absolutely crushing it and should be paving the way for that. I can't wait for 5 years from now when we're like, man, and thank goodness for Game Pass, because I don't know if those games would have had the exposure that they did. They were always going to be great games. There is no question about that. But would they have had the immediate exposure that they did without Game Pass? I don't know. And so I hope that is where the single player revolution goes to. And from that, the amount of creativity that hopefully we don't keep laying off that is out there should spawn some really good multiplayer. But the two you just mentioned, I mean, I already talked about Marathon. It looks the color scheme just doesn't do it for me. I have a hard time with it. If you guys all say it's great and better than using my Michelangelo skin, then sure. But
yeah. So a piece of that real quick. I know we're trying to wrap up, Dan, but just
And he's the best Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo. We love Ralph. Leonardo.
He's a troublemaker.
And Ralph, he's a disruptor. That's what he is. And he disrupts things, and we like that. Leonardo is a goody two-shoes nerd that doesn't get laid. He's trying so hard with April O'Neil.
No more
Everybody sees
DI.
it.
All right, somebody clip this.
April O'Neil is not interested. She's a classy broad, and we love classy broads. Like Mary Melania.
that's amazing.
Incredible.
worth every
God,
minute.
he's too good at that. And he can do Obama. Like, it's incredible. It's the dual.
Else? Let's be clear. Michelangelo's the dude. We got Leonardo, the brains of the operation. Ralph, Raphael, bit of a wild card. But shout out to Master Splinter. Really keeping that team together.
yes.
Sasha, Malia.
Yeah, you got to
Love Master Splinter.
That's incredible. He's too good at this. All right, bring him back on every show, Jose. All right, go ahead.
Amazing. No,
We
honestly,
love Shredder.
here's the difference with Chance.
would
What
love
we were saying.
Shredder.
Chance does not play these games, but Chance is also not bad mouthing these games, right? That's an important distinction
true.
that Joe's talking about. Is it doesn't
True,
matter
very
if you
true.
don't like them. You don't have to like them. You can like single player games. You can like Balatro. You can like Apple Arcade games for all that. But the difference is that a lot of content creators are bashing games without playing them because you're right. SEO matters a lot. Here's what I would say to Big Box real quick. I'm laughing at Master Splinter over here still. The reality is, here's my only question about this, because I'm actually excited. I got my code to Arc Raiders for this weekend. I'm going to jump in this weekend. Super excited for that. I've seen Marathon. I'm interested in playing. I don't know if I will love it, but both of these games are for me and my friends. They're not for me by myself. Like, I'm just not that kind of gamer where I'm going to like stream by myself, join with randos, make clips. I play these to relax and have fun with my friends. And so when we find that one, whether it's Marathon, whether it's Arc Raiders, whether we go back to COD, whatever it is, that's what the use of it for me is. And I think the big difference that we haven't seen yet is, I think he's right about the timing and the matches and stuff like that. And this could be a revolution. But the one big difference between what we had from before and now is the battle pass thing. Because all of these are designed, while they are designed to be shorter experiences, they are designed to create this kind of short loop multiplayer, but they are multiplayer at heart. And these companies, the goal is for us to play them a lot and to play them, like, to be able to buy stuff. And I think that's a much harder thing to crack. And it's not because Bungie's not good enough. It's not because Embark is not good enough. They're both amazing companies. It's just that is really hard to do when you have the big titans like Fortnite, like Call of Duty. So
Question about Arc Raiders. Question. Yeah. Is it also coming to console or only PC?
I don't know. My code is for Epic, but I got to choose my thing when I signed up for it. So I chose on, it said computers. I thought it was Steam, but it's Epic. I had to choose that, and there were console options. So I would assume that it's coming to both. Cool. And I think if they don't, that's not. I think that's a dumb move if they don't. I think you need to have that crossplay to some degree.
All right, Jose, you made a great point. Chance doesn't make fun of him. I need, Acid says it's on console PC already in the off. I need to bend the knee, guys.
I played Concord and I badmouthed it.
Okay, here we go.
I'm bending the knee to Bungie. I'm sorry. I've trashed Marathon Well, I haven't really trusted. I said it was dead on arrival earlier.
That's trashing it.
I'm sorry,
I think
Bungie.
it's being fair, actually.
Bungie, you gave me Halo. Destiny was okay. I'm sorry. I have not played it. I need to
Destiny was
play it
great.
before I judge it. Bend the
So
knee.
growing
Play
up
all
in
of
you, Dan.
Destiny.
I beat every expansion on Destiny. Moving on,
have you
let's
been
go. What? Well, actually, guys, what? Let's jump into what have we been playing and or watching. I'll go quick because I know you guys are going to circle jerk about Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Shut the up, Gary.
I have 1 day. It says I have 1.4 days worth of time in Oblivion Remastered already. I'm a level 28. I am already the Gray Fox, ahead of the Thieves Guild. I'm on my way. I'm a wizard, about to become the Master Wizard in the Mages Guild. Guys, like I said, it's like I'm back in 2007. I'm back playing with my brother, watching the rats attack him in the first area, in that first prison. And I'm just living the good old days. So I have nothing else to add. Haven't been watching anything exciting either. I missed last week's episode of The Last of Us, so please don't tell me, even though I've played the game. Platinum, by the way, I have the platinum for Last of Us Part 2. So I already know what happens in that game, based Abby. But yeah, that's all I have to add this week. Oh, wait, I did want to say one thing, Bacon.
Yeah, Freight's right. Sorry.
What did Frank Nocher say?
He said you should have started with Dark Brotherhood.
No, see, Freight, I saved that for the end. I saved the best part to close off with the Dark
Don't you
Brotherhood.
want to? You don't want to run through Tamriel the entire time, being like, "I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you."
No. I do want to say I have one concern with the remaster. Performance, Bacon. It is not good. I've had lots of crashes to the point now where it's making me angry and it's taking away from my gameplay.
Okay.
And I'm switching between running native without DLSS at 1440, turning DLSS from ultra to high, from quality. I'm getting numerous crashes, and it's really starting to freaking piss me off. I'll be perfectly honest. It's unacceptable. I'm really worried about Unreal Engine 5. Like, I think it sucks. To be perfectly honest, I think it's trash. That's the only time I've heard my computer fans boot up a little bit.
Yep.
I think it sucks. And it's not good, and it's frankly unacceptable. I played it on my laptop on my 6800S. What a disaster. And we're talking like 1080 or 1440p resolution, FSR3. It is not good. So, permaban to Virtuous and Bethesda, and whoever else worked on it, get it together. The performance needs to be better on Oblivion Remastered, but other than that, I am loving it. Anybody else have anything else, or are we just going to talk about Expedition 33? Can I go?
I'll go
upstairs,
next.
get a drink, or
Mine's
take a
relatively
piss break?
short. We'll talk about Expedition 33 in a second. Really haven't done a lot this week again because just very busy time at work. But finishing up Righteous Gemstones, I think the last episode is this weekend, which is great, of the series, which will be fun.
After I hire all my scientists and my doctors, it's a wash. So why do you do it, baby Billy? Because I'm selfless. Sorry, I can't. Every time.
Also, big week in Colorado for our sports. Nuggets and Avs are playing right now. Both are up right now, which is great. But big shout out to our friend Stelling, who plays with us sometimes, but refuses to join Discord. I still don't understand why that is. But he got to go to a Nuggets game with him for one of the playoff games. That was pretty fun. Wild night. Very late. Very tired from that. But other than that, the only game I've been able to play this week, and when I say only, I wish I could have played more, was Expedition 33. I'm not going to spend a long time because Chance is right. It's been crushing it online. There are much better reviewers than I am out there, but it's a cool story. It's really fun gameplay. It's very rewarding. And honestly, I don't even play a lot of JRPGs. I mean, I love like Final Fantasy VII from my childhood, but I haven't played a lot in my adult life. And
it's an FRPG. Technically, it was made in France.
Yeah, French to be fair. But it's rad, dude. And I'll be honest, like shout out to Kyle. Like I respect Kyle so much because he's an emotional gamer. Most of my games I'm doing just to have fun. I don't get into the emotions. This is one of the first games in a very, very long time with that opening prologue. And I'm not going to say anything about what it was. Well, I was like feeling emotions, dude. And I was like, dude, this is how it started. Bro. Cannot wait. So
do you think
loving it.
Like with South of Midnight, like is it more in the
No spoilers. I haven't played either. I have to get the both.
Just ask him to say which is.
in my opinion, they're different stories, and so I think they both carry equal weight. South of Midnight is very unique in some of the material that it deals with. It's like very uncommon in games. This is more common material, but done in a very, very nice way. I'm 9.5 hours in, and I have barely scratched the surface of this game, but having a great time.
A shout out to the chat. Freight Conductor said Bethesda games always crash like crazy long. But I don't care, Freight Conductor. That's not acceptable.
Still fix it though.
Starfield didn't crash like this for me, so no, I don't believe you. It's
true.
And I played Skyrim on PC. No, it didn't get like this. And then Ashes to Ashes said, yeah, the Xbox version of Oblivion is buttery smooth. Yeah, buttery smooth at 45 FPS, and I don't do that anymore.
And
I don't do that
upscale
anymore.
480p.
Do that anymore.
Okay. I'm not playing.
I can't wait
30,
to.
40,
I
50
might
frames.
pop a blood vessel, like
60 and above.
for Bacon and Dan because of what I'm about to say.
I can't do that.
Do it.
All right, guys, can't do that.
Really?
Chance, go ahead. Talk to us. What are your experience with Expedition and what's going on with Assassin's Creed here? Do we just bail on that?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
That's what I'm still doing on the Ally. I have I'm on literally the very last part of Rogue, and I'm at random timing. I'll be on to Unity next, which obviously is set in France. Claire Obscure was made in
Underrated
France.
one, right? Chance, Unity is underrated. The best parkour out of all of the Assassin's Creeds. Too much hate.
Trying not to predetermine anything because that would be, that would not create for the best efficacy in my study. But I do think it was underrated. So I'll be starting that this weekend, finishing up Rogue. Expedition 33, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 is what I want in the next Final Fantasy. And so when Final Fantasy 17 comes out, or if it comes out or whatever,
wait, Chance,
need to take.
Did you play Final Fantasy 16 combat and story?
You already know that.
Because you don't even really fight in that game.
You know I like that game.
Okay, you're watching for 50 hours, playing for 10. But go ahead.
And I enjoyed the entire thing. I am so happy that a game like this is doing as well as it does for so many reasons that I don't need to get into, but that hopefully Square Enix can be like, hey, actually, people don't hate turn-based. People might be okay with this. Yes, Daniel, in the front?
Do you prefer this much more than Baldur's Gate 3? Is Baldur's Gate 3 just absolute trash now compared to this fighting stuff?
I like it better.
They're different. So Baldur's Gate 3 is more like a tactical RPG. This is just turn-based.
With use your gunblade, parry, and dodge.
With quick time events. But
Quick
it's
time.
more than
Sea of Stars hit this back at them.
Way more than Sea of Stars.
God,
Sea of
dude.
Stars
South
was
Park.
Way more
so
than
much more. So much more precise.
Shout out to South Park, though.
And I'm not knocking any of those other games. I liked Sea of Stars. I liked South Park. This game is so goddamn good, and I hope other AAA titles that are my favorites of all times, Final Fantasy series, takes a hint and says you can stick to something that you love and do, and you don't have to appeal to all the masses and still make a very, very, very good game. Daniel in the front.
Yeah, but what about Final Fantasy VII's combat, the remake? It's so good. Is it the same in Rebirth? Because I feel like
it's different.
Why would
there's all this? It's more about like having it's
because that emotionless taco said I think 16 was an experiment for Rebirth. Don't tell me it went more like 16's combat. They had it so good in a remake.
No, it doesn't go that far away from it. It's going to feel familiar, but it's more about team type stuff and pairing up.
So you really just want it to be Final Fantasy VII OG turn-based, but
I want it to be Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is exactly what that is. And I'm clearly in the minority when I say that kind of gameplay and combat does not bother me one bit. It doesn't put me to sleep. It's very it's like a puzzle the entire time, and I love it. And outside of that, I said earlier, Joe, I don't know if you heard this, my little tagline there, I owe you an apology, Neil. That is Neil Druckmann. Have you listened to the podcast on the show with him and Troy Baker? Yeah, you're saying yeah. I can't.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
So and I never hated The Last of Us. I didn't think it was the greatest. And I did have I was like I questioned the writing often. After
in the second game or the first game?
both. And after listening to the podcast and hearing Neil Druckmann talk about the way he approached the game, I have so much more respect for it now. I completely understand why he wrote it the way he did, regardless of whether or not I agree with the decision at the end. I appreciate that he did it because he's like, well, hey, guess what? You're talking about it, aren't you? Like, it's creating this dialogue, right? Like, I must have done something right. So, and I don't think he's so cocky to be like that. Like, he doesn't say it exactly like that in the podcast, but huge shout out to him. I'm excited to keep watching it.
Yeah, man, show's really good. I'm enjoying it immensely. This is what the show is doing, because a lot of like people that play the game. I was actually talking to Tegan's husband about this. Dan was like, it seems like they're hand holding us a lot, and I'm like, I don't think they're hand holding. They're just adding, to me, context to some of these scenes because you can't fill the gap with gameplay. So there's a scene in episode 2 that.
Well, wait, Joe, just so you know, Chance hasn't seen any of season 2.
No, I get it. I know. Don't worry. It's totally spoiler free. So there are some things that happen like in episode 2 that you're like, that didn't happen in the game, and you're like, well, Dan, thankfully you're in the minority there.
Yeah,
am I?
Thank you.
So, you know what?
Colin Moriarty also hated it. Colin, he hated it too. He hated the second episode.
Colin hates when he liked better.
Colin hates everything. I've figured that out.
No, he's obsessed with Last of Us Part 2. That's just it. He thinks it's the greatest game ever made. And he's mad at what happened in episode 2. I can't wait to see what Chance says. Sorry.
So yeah, no, I really enjoy where this is going, and as watching it through my parents' perspective, they're in. My brother, who has played the game, loves both of them. Goes, and it's really cute. It's like, I prefer the game, but I like what they're doing here, and I appreciate it. My best friend, who is a non-gamer, and this is the important thing, non-gamer. I've never really seen her hold a controller. I'm going to be honest with you, and actually like play a game with it.
So like Jim Ryan,
no idea.
Like Jim Ryan,
100% how he holds a controller, same way how she's holding it. That said, though, what did I see? Because we work together. What did I see on her laptop? Steam page for Last of Us Part 2.
Wow.
And
she's on Steam. I like it.
Right. Because her boyfriend is a big PC gamer. So I know you would approve already, Megan.
Yeah.
So like they're actually trying to find his old PS3 so that they could replay the game.
Oh wow.
Ooh, that's cool.
And I'm like, no. Let me give you the code, because I have like a PC code for him. Let me toss you a code.
Last of Us Complete Edition.
It's complete edition. Well, like as y'all joke about the remake, it adds a lot of necessary accessibility things for her.
Yeah.
So it's like, she's got to be able to experience that game. So she's really excited. So outside of like me watching it going, it's kind of like, I read the books, prefer the books, but I like that this thing exists. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the more important things. Expedition 33. Talk about Last of Us. Expedition 33 is that game, man. I am not a JRPG guy. I'm a Western RPG.
F main France.
Right. En France. Sorry. Expedition 33. We love it. And I'm not. That's right. I'm not one of those typical gamers. I don't like turn-based. Listen, shout out to Baldur's Gate, because it's D&D and I fell in love with it. So I was a little bit more open-minded to go and try Expedition 33 because I loved Baldur's Gate, but I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. The only one I've been able to beat is Remake. I can kind of take the whole franchise and leave it, whatever. Expedition 33 is one of the best RPGs I've ever played, bar none. It will, when I think about the best RPGs, like my top 10 list, it's going up there. It's like, of course you got the greats like The Witcher, Cyberpunk, and Baldur's Gate, but like where this game will be, I don't know. But the fact that I'm going around everywhere else so that I don't beat this game, it is stunning. When you get to when you just play the first hour and you're in this prologue, and you get the first hour, you're like, I gotta go. I gotta check this out. I gotta get more of this. Act 1, where that ends. You're like, I need to, or sorry, where it starts, how it starts, and how dark it gets, and then where it ends and where Act 2 begins. There are very few games that have done it. The ones that have are completely contentious, but I think the way that, or divisive, the way that this game pulls that off, and then the way it opens up again in Act 3, it's like, here's more, and here's these really cool twists or really cool ideas that we have, and all of them seem earned, and it's just the only thing that I don't like about the game, there's no photo mode. Everything's great. The acting is tremendous, and it's not just because Charlie Cox or Andy Serkis or Ben Starr. Jennifer English, she's already tremendous voice talent.
Mm-hmm.
She is so incredibly talented and used so well here that if she doesn't take away Best Actress at the end of the year, holy, we're gonna be storming the Capitol. That's how much I absolutely
stand down.
That's right. We're gonna march quietly to Jeff Keighley's convention, and we're gonna march right there, and we're gonna tell all those smelly nerds that they're wrong.
Completely legal.
Actually, John, I got to interrupt you. Freight Conductor right there. Based Freight Conductor, as always. They had Ben Starr and some inside to talk about Expedition 33. I was just going to say, Freight Conductor, Ben was talking about the voice actress, Joe, exactly how you were saying. Like, she absolutely killed it. He's like, she, out of everybody, like you said, all the names, he was even like in awe of her performance. So shout out, Freight Conductor. Shout out. What's her name again, Joe? That voice actress?
Jennifer English.
Is that Mael? Is that who that is?
Yeah, that's Mael.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Incredible. And Loon, of course, respectfully. I love when I was playing her for review, I was like, I hope I'm not the only one that's horny for this one.
It's so funny you asked.
Can we keep it back on track?
Time out, because that's the most important question that I had to ask, because I have my holy trinity of Pan Am, Miranda, and Tifa. Does someone from this game break into that?
Tifa?
Luna's up there.
Yeah, Luna's up.
Yeah. And I'm just not far enough into it yet.
We're just a couple of guys being dudes.
Locker room talk. It's the bravest thing I ever did. I said locker room talk.
No, I meant they're on my holy trinity because of how much they brought to the story.
Yeah, okay. Moving on. All right, Bacon, tell us quickly here your thoughts.
Why do I have
you
to
are
go
not.
quickly?
You are not a JRPG fan.
I hate JRPGs.
He hates he doesn't
When
hate
I
turn-based. He played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, but she never
When
finished
I
it.
came into this game, I assumed that the story would be great and the gameplay would be just okay. And I have never been more excited to say I don't know which one's better. The story is absolutely incredible, but the gameplay, dude, when you pull a parry off one of these large bosses after you've taken damage and you're down to like 3 health and you get that counter off, the feel, like you feel it through your controller. It is that good. So I've beaten the boss in Act 2, but didn't go further. I turned around and went all the way back to Act 1 because I know there's some stuff I missed. Dude, I am playing this game every available second I have. Nothing else is alive right now in my life except for Expedition 33. And it is probably, if this ends the way it's trajectory right now, it's going to be one of my top 5 games of all time. Wow. This is an all-timer. Wow. The music is so good. I listen to it on my Amazon playlist now. The voice dude, I cannot have enough praise for a game that costs $50 and deserves to live and should live in everybody's gaming catalog. Dude, it is hard at times. I get smashed by a boss 50 times and I change up my playstyle. I change up what my passes are and I go back in. I try and do, usually get 3 enemies on the screen and I try attacking this one first and dropping him. Dude, you can change your playstyles. It is change your squad. Dude, there is so much in this game, Dan. I cannot wait for you to play it. Dude, that first hour was just what? Yeah. Dude, and then the end of Act 1, guys. I tried to tip Jose off. I'm like, I need you to keep playing. I need you to keep playing. I need you to keep playing.
It's on my very short list, man.
Dude, I cannot praise that game enough.
Let me ask you this:
The
though.
way
Do
Act 2 starts, I literally had to get up and like compose myself for 30 minutes.
you knew what the premise was going into it, right?
Yes.
So if someone didn't, would that opening have landed? And the reason I ask,
no,
here's
you're
why I
probably
ask.
right, because if they did know what the
You
overall,
didn't know, Joe?
Didn't
You had
know
no
Jack
idea?
Diddley squat.
you didn't
Okay.
know the whole idea of the 33. Nothing.
And so you
Okay.
understood okay. That
So
answers
Dan,
that then.
Dan, what you'll love about it is it's the rewarding combat of an Elden Ring game, like of a Souls game.
Yeah, that's what I
but
hear.
in this style. But it's amazing.
Yeah, no, I've heard nothing but great things. It's on my
I'm gonna,
list.
I'm gonna buy it on Steam
So many games.
just to support the dev.
I'm going to support the devs, even though I didn't support them with my Game Pass subscription, which doesn't support devs.
No, I'm gonna buy it again and probably finish it on Steam as well. That's how good
Wow.
Yeah, dude. When this thing comes out on Steam Deck, it is 100% we're playing.
I don't know if it's going to run on Steam.
No. It's
this game is so good,
It'll
Dan.
run.
It is. Now my complaints. I have a complaint about the map. When you're in one of the caves or the dungeons, there's no map. And
I hear
there's
the
really
maps are
there's
bad.
not a lot of guidance. You got to remember if you took a right or you took a left. And then my only other complaint, and this is an afterthought, and it's not necessary at all, is the platforming.
Yeah, I heard that too.
It doesn't
the
hit.
platforming in the
it's
maps.
not an Ori or it's not a standard platform. I appreciate they put it in there, and I spent this time jumping on all these platforms to get like 14 miles in the air to get an outfit for one of my people. I'm like, unless it requires the 1,000 to get all
Fashion
the achievements,
Souls.
I'm not going to do any more of these beach events.
How's the trophy list, Joe? Speaking of achievements and trophies,
It seems like it's doable. I think you have to play
you
the
do it
game.
in one.
I think you gotta. I think that if there's some missable trophies, if I'm not mistaken, and I think you have to play a little bit in New Game Plus.
Oh, there's New Game Plus. So that makes me smile.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm trying to find everything first so that I get all the trophies so that I can just go in.
Yeah, nice. Well, guys, I'm happy for you. I'm glad everyone's enjoying Expedition 33. There's too many good games out there. Let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. Jose, can you bring up the food and
It's like there's a party in my mouth and everyone's invited.
And the ticker, please. The best food I had this week, I'll go quickly. I had Burrito Express tonight. I had 2 breakfast burritos. My God, you guys, they're just so good. They're just spent $50 though for 5 burritos. Out of control.
Wow.
No, because I thought prices were going
My
down.
fault.
It is your fault. Eggs are not going down in
No,
price.
he said it was
President
Biden's
Trump.
They are, you liar. Someone get that man out of here. I'm so sorry, guys.
Jose,
I
what about
can't
you?
stop.
I had a great week. First off, shout out to my wife. She's over there on the massage chair right now. But she, as a surprise, picked up these guys for us at the store. They are Reese's.
Oh no,
dipped
I ate that whole bag in one sitting,
animal
Jose.
crackers.
One sitting.
boy.
Shit.
Outstanding. These are fantastic, but that was not the best food of the week. That was just an honorable mention. There's this Native American restaurant in North Denver called Tokabe. A lot of people don't know about it. It is one of the best meals that we have all the time. I had an Indian taco, which is basically fry bread with chipotle on top of it. It is so good. You can also order them with like honey on the side. They do dessert ones and stuff. Phenomenal.
Bye, Todd.
It's a small local business. Definitely check it out. They're not in other places, but if you're ever in Denver, there's a couple of locations here. One's Deep South, one's North Denver. Tokabe. It's fantastic. That's what we had last night with my daughters and my wife. Absolutely my fast food of the week. Not fast food, my food of the week.
Nissa said campfire peanut butter ice cream. Very nice. Bubble Boy, what was the best food?
Well, perfect because I think the place I'm talking about is also Native American. I think it's called Domino's. Is that? Am I pronouncing
That's
it
right.
wrong?
Yes. That is
People that gave smallpox to Native Americans or something.
Oh, Jesus.
And we're not going to call it crisscross applesauce. We're taking it back.
Yeah. I had their stuffed crust and it was delicious and it was awesome. And I paired it with always a pan. The pan never misses. And it was just great. It was awesome. Pepperoni and jalapeno. Thanks, Domino's.
Nice. Bacon. Did you have anything exciting this week?
I actually did. My wife smoked some ribs on the Traeger. It's grilling season. Smoking season is back. Then I also had a spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, even though my stance on Chick-fil-A is what my stance is on Chick-fil-A.
What is
But the best thing I had is have y'all ever had Duffy rolls, the cinnamon rolls?
Yes.
Yeah, they're all right.
Those are
so
so
good.
good. It's like a harder out exterior, but the inside's
Yep.
gooey, and they
Ooh.
like fancy them up. Had one of those this morning. Someone brought in a big plate of them all. Absolutely exceptional cinnamon rolls.
Love it.
Very nice. Shout out to Deja Vu. Deja Vu said, I had the pickled glazed Popeyes chicken sandwich. It was just as good, but really just tasted like a normal one to me. LOL.
Ditto.
Is that true, Chancey?
It is.
Hey, Logan.
It wasn't bad.
A hint
It's
of
not
pickle with the
not a knock,
spice.
just-
Logan, fun fact, I am Mormon. I don't like their policies on
Bacon doesn't
certain
like
groups
Mormons.
of
There you
people.
go. He is one. Sorry, Logan. Freight conductor, jalapeno cheddar, venison brats.
Oh, now we're talking
brats,
freight
sorry.
conductor.
It's okay. Don't ask me what I ate.
What'd you
We were
eat,
going to
Joe?
get to you, Joe. I was just
Protein
reading
shaker,
some of the
something.
chat. Jeez,
Rice
Joe.
cakes?
I was going to close with you. What was the best food you had this week?
Thank you. First off, Logan, check your privilege next time. Listen, I may disagree with Chick-fil-A and their stance, and I'm tired of feeling guilty about eating there. I like it. I ain't gonna stop it. And let me tell you something. Low key, their cookie, they have a cookie there. They got a little oatmeal in it. It's real talk. They put the cookie purposely on top of the nuggies, and it warms up the cookie so it's a little melted.
I didn't know this.
Pro strat.
It
be right
makes me forget about Stonewall even happening, guys.
What? What would you
It's
do
so
if you
good.
opened the bag up and it wasn't on top? Would you scold the person? Because it wasn't your pleasure at that point.
No. I'm
pleasure.
already feeling a little guilty being there, but again, not like I'm trying to getting rid of the shame. It's everywhere. It's expanding. Whatever, you do what you want. You don't have to shop there. If you do and you feel guilty, go donate to an LGBTQ plus charity,
I like
or
that.
or like what I do. Reason with myself, going, it could have been. There's nowhere else that has a salad like this. Could have been what? I'm gonna go to Wendy's. I'm gonna give my money to the redheads. Yikes! So I had a you know what? I'm gonna lie a little bit because I feel they deserve my patronage. I'm pretty sure I had them this week. Shout out to Angelina's. Okay, it's a deli here in New Jersey.
Sweet.
All right. And if you ever want to assassinate me, there is pretty good chance I'm gonna be there. Because it's my favorite place and they're so nice. It's literally run by like a mom and their two kids.
Nice.
And like when it hits lunch hour, there's literally a line out the door. Like it's so good. So not only am I giving my money to Chick-fil-A, probably also something mob related, but I love it there, man. Chicken parm. Even their vodka sauce is great, and it's only $12. And I know that sounds like a lot, 'cause it's delicious, but like
that sounds
great,
good, to me.
dude. It's
reasonable.
it's huge too. So like it's a lot. It's a good bang for your buck. But then, in terms of like fast food, I too had Chick-fil-A. I did have their Cobb salad. I did reward myself with a Diet Coke and a cookie. And you know what? It is what it is.
Shout out to the
Joe.
best food. Shout out to Ashes best food, leaning into carnivore diet. So some T-bone and steak burgers. Sounds delicious. Shout out to Ashes. Gentlemen, this has been the Nerd Chat episode 209. Xbox raises prices even when their consoles aren't selling. It's ridiculous. My name is Daddy D Wally. You can follow me at Daddy D Wally across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast. Special shout out. Thank you again to Mr. Badbit for crashing the show. Luke's mother's special friend.
That's right.
Joe, where can people find you?
Well, listen, I would shout out the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, where each and every week, me and my two best friends talk about the latest and greatest all things PlayStation every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then on podcast services around the globe. But listen, let's go to patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. I mean it this time, guys.
Send Joe to Summer Games Fest.
Look, indie media outlets are struggling more than ever. And let me tell you, trying to get the SGF and PAX East, I'm not lying to you guys when I say I think it's somewhere around the three grand mark. that we're
yeah.
spending just to get my dumb butt over at PAX and Kyle's beautiful body over at SGF. So please help support us any way you can. Like for example, this week's little bonus episode, Smash or Pass, Nintendo Switch character icons, redesigned character icons. They redesigned the character icons on Nintendo Switch. We're saying Smash or Pass. And is the blue Pikmin kind of thick though? Well,
I guess you have to tune in. Thank you, Joe. Shout out. By the way, we also had to recently renew our website. I don't know if you guys know this, but we do have a website.
Has anyone been to our website?
.com. I update it every week.
Any of our fans?
And we just had to pay $200 for our domain. So please visit the website, even though there's not much there. Please visit patreon.com/thenerdchat. We don't have a Patreon. I'm just kidding, but we did have to pay that. So Bacon wants to make sure you visit the website.
I just need to know, do we get traffic at the website?
No.
All right.
Shout out to Tony Smith. Bubba Boy is missing out for sure because Tony had Little Caesars pizza.
No, he didn't. He's lying to you. He's being an asshole. And the chat won't let me. It keeps telling me to stop. It's like, oh, we can't.
Is Tony Smith Dreadmond?
No, Tony's my neighbor.
The neighbor, okay. The printing. Look at Tony's incredible work. Holy shit! Look at those sick logos. It's incredible, you guys.
What are the new ones? The Death Stranding is new. Ooh, the South of Midnight.
No,
was that
you showed us
from last week?
No, yeah, you showed us. I didn't know South of Midnight, but I'm pretty sure I got all of them. We got Spider-Man. I don't know if I saw Spider-Man.
That's all Tony's handiwork.
He's Tony says you're hella mad.
Even though he's a nice guy. Well, yeah, because here was my idea for best food. We were going to get the Domino's stuffed crust and pretzel
face off. Domino's would have won.
Exactly. Would that not have been the greatest idea ever? And then
you chose wisely, Chance.
I didn't choose anything. My wife was like, "We don't need two different kinds of pizza."
Oh, I would have said, "Screw you, Allie. I'm getting them both." Jose at Chipotle Bear. Where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me Chipotle Bear everywhere. Just a huge thank you for everyone for getting us over 400. As Joe pointed out, we are trying to get to 500. The reason why 500 is big, guys, just in case you don't know, because maybe you're not a content creator, that's when a lot of doors open up in terms of content creation on YouTube. That's when you can get super chats. That helps with a lot of the companies we're trying to work with to get like review codes and that kind of stuff. And again, we're just normal dudes. We all have careers outside of this, families outside of this, but we absolutely love spending this time together with each other every week and with you guys. So thank you so much for all your support as always.
And I want to see Daniel go into cardiac arrest and Ains and Eric all at the same time.
That'll get some views.
Yeah, it has to, right?
At least
if it bleeds, it leads.
Why does my wife hate me?
Because
she never answers.
You just told her you'd go to hell for pizza. Left. You just said those words.
Okay, you can find me at X-Bacon Gaming across all your socials. Continuing the console wars, we are running late, and I got to start playing in 8 minutes. Expedition 33.
That's right.
Shout out to Joe. We didn't argue once tonight, sir.
Actually, we're on the same side on a couple topics.
Right. So Joe and I are mending some fences. We're building some bridges. Right. Love can build a bridge. Oh, just kidding. Yeah. Shout out to chat. You guys are awesome as always, and thanks to all the people who participated in our giveaway. We liked it. So.
Shout out to Ashes. Ashes has been to our website. It's on his bookmarks bar and it's been collecting dust. Well, shout out to Ashes. I appreciate being bookmarked.
We need to remember.
Shout out to Eric, Game Positive. He probably just tuned in. He was probably watching some hockey.
We need to revisit this conversation next year at this time about this website.
Yep. Mark it.
No, we have to actually do it before this month because we don't want to redo it.
I forgot we had a website. I was like, oh, we have a website.
You have a website, said Frank Conductor?
Yeah.
Okay. And
called the Nerd Chat Podcast.
Where can people find you? It's nerdchatmedia.com.
Oh, Word Chat.
Is it my turn? I forget where we're at. I don't know. They can find me in Chasing After the Paintress.
All right. As always, gentlemen, see you online.
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 Oh. Joe. See you online, Joe.
See you online.
Okay.
A rock? I am not a rock. Do you have rocks for eyes? You certainly have rocks for brains. I am clearly a turtle. Eskia! Stop sending hooligans over here!
Stop being a meanie. They're nice humans.
Then keep them on your side of the caves!
The Nerd Chat is an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast across all social media. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy D. Wally. Co-host and producer Jose Martinez III can be found at Chipotle_Bear. Former intern, now co-host Jason Jarrett can be found at XBaconGaming. And former co-host, now returning intern, Chance Siegel can be found at BubbleBoyN7. If you'd like to find out more about the show, please visit nerdchatmedia.com. And as always, see you online.